welcome back to my channel. Me and little Millie are going to film a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram what kind of questions you wanted me to answer here, and so you guys gave me lots and lots of good questions, and so I'm going to get to as many as I can. For some reason all of them was not showing up once I went to like screenshot them, so I do apologize if you asked something and it didn't get answered, but definitely I would say leave it in the comments below, but of course those are disabled still, so I'll have to do another one soon though. I mean, first of all, how can this little girl be almost, well, by the time you guys see this, she'll be 2 weeks old tomorrow. I'm filming this on Sunday. The girls and Ethan actually just went to church. Millie and I did go this morning. We went to church, but we are staying home tonight. So I thought this would be the perfect time to go ahead and film this video. So she's got a full belly, so she should be good to go to film this with me, huh? I got lots and lots of questions, and a lot of the same questions that you guys just really want to know. So let's get started on some of these questions. How are you feeling after childbirth? You look great. Thanks so much. I actually feel really good. I've got physical wise, like I actually feel really good. I feel like back to normal mostly. I've got a good bit of energy despite having a newborn. Despite her waking up several times a night, some nights she does really good and sleeps 3 to 4 hour stretches, and some nights she's up at least every 2 hours, if not more. But despite that, I feel really productive, and I feel pretty energized most of the time. Now she and I do take naps. We'll take a little nap together each day sometimes, but I actually feel really good. I've got a good ways to go on getting back down to where I want to be, but overall I feel really good. Do you have any plans on a new house since you have a new addition to the family? We do not have any plans to buy or build a new house. No plans at the moment, at least, and so we are content where we are. Our house is just fine. We're doing, like, we just got done with a big renovation to our house, and that is new flooring for most of our house, and that seriously made such a big difference in the look of our house, the update of our house. It really just made it more updated, and yeah, no plans as of now, but that could change in the future. A lot of questions on when I'm starting back Weight Watchers. Those are some of my most watched, most requested videos when I was doing Weight Watchers prior to being pregnant. And I did Weight Watchers up until when I found out I was pregnant, really. And I tried to do it during pregnancy, and it was just so hard. And so I plan on starting back very, very soon. Maybe even this week. I'm still not 100% sure, but I may go ahead and start it back this week. I actually am still paying for it, as crazy as that sounds, actually that online, and so I definitely plan on doing it online, at least for now, especially having 3 kids and trying to get to meetings. That would just be really hard, and so for now I do definitely plan on doing it online. However, I am big on going to meetings, and I am big on, I mean, I know that meetings help me so much. You hear her grunting. They help me so much with getting down to my lifetime goal. And so I am really excited to actually get started back on Weight Watchers. But I am actually still, I'm not even 2 weeks postpartum yet, and I'm still losing. And so I'm still trying to decide exactly when I'll start back. I may go ahead and start back this week. I may wait another week, but definitely within the next week or two, I definitely plan on getting back on the Weight Watcher train and getting back to filming more Weight Watcher videos. I'm actually really excited about that. I will definitely be following the nursing program this time, so I will be getting more points, but I will definitely be following the nursing program, so that way I can make sure I'm eating enough to keep my milk supply up. That's the main thing, is I want to make sure my milk supply is established before starting back. How are the girls doing with the baby? They are doing really good. It was hard in the beginning because the day we come home from the hospital, both girls come down with the stomach bug, and that was so hard because you have a new baby coming home. Hey. You have a new baby coming home from the hospital, and you want the girls to feel as included. Oh, are you spitting up? But you want the girls to feel as included as possible, but then again, like, when they're sick, when they come down with the stomach bug, I could not chance her getting sick. And so they had to basically just kind of stay away from her for those first couple of days, which really I hated because I wanted them to feel as included as possible and not left out of anything. But we were told when we left the hospital, if she were to get sick or even run a fever, she would be back in the hospital. And that is something I really struggled right after giving birth for those first few days. For those first probably 4 or 5 days after giving birth, with just, if you guys have if you've had a baby before, you know those hormonal changes and just your hormones changing, and you know how that is. And so I definitely just could not imagine like her having to be back in the hospital, especially she was on oxygen for a couple of days and with IVs in her. I just had a really hard time with that, and I just couldn't imagine her getting sick and having to be put back in the hospital. And I know when we come home and the girls were come up with the stomach bug and were throwing up, I cried and I cried because I was so worried about this one getting it. It just worried me so much. But thankfully she's nursing, and that's a big thing with sickness, the antibodies in my breast milk, and she was totally fine, praise the Lord. So but they are actually doing really good with her. Lainey has to hold her all the time. She'll help me if I'm feeding her and I need a burp cloth. She'll go grab me a burp cloth. Ren, in the very beginning, we had to like keep an eye on her 24/7, and we still do for sure. But in the beginning she didn't understand. Like, she would say, let me hold her, and she'd try to grab her. But now she is understanding like she can't do that. This is a real baby. She's got to be very gentle with her. What is your dream vacation? I really want to take the girls to Disney sometime in the future. Then again, Ren's probably not at the best age for Disney. And then, I mean, a newborn is so easy to take places. Like, she'll ride in her stroller and be totally fine, or I could wear her and be totally fine. But I don't think Ren is necessarily at the right age for that yet. Maybe in a couple of years though. A lot of people are asking, how is it adjusting to 3 kids instead of just having 2 kids now? It honestly has been so good. Like, I feel like I'm pretty sure I've vlogged about this. I've told Ethan this. I've told several people this. The more kids I have, the more productive I feel as far as getting out of the door on time. Getting out of the door, yeah, on time. As far as getting stuff done around the house, I'm still working my way up towards that. Making sure I want to get as much housework done as possible during the day. But I feel it's honestly been a really easy transition. Now, I have not tried to go out with them by myself, because honestly, we've literally taken her to the doctor. We went to Target a couple days ago, and we went to church this morning, and that is it. And I don't plan on really taking them all 3 out unless it's an emergency. And so if I need to go to the grocery store, praise the Lord for Walmart grocery pickup. So so far so good on having 3 kids and transitioning from 2 to 3. Like I said, I feel like the mornings that the girls have school, I'm out the door earlier than I was when it was just Delaney and Ren. And I have a newborn and she nurses, which makes it a little more difficult, but she's just grunting. Yeah, I'm out the door earlier. Like the other day, I think I vlogged it. I was at the door like 15 minutes early. I was able to go to Dunkin' before. I was able I wasn't in a rush before school, and so it's going great. How did we come up with her name? How did we come up with Millie Jane? So I get questions all the time on that. How did we come up with her name? Is it a family name? No, it's not a family name at all. So if you guys remember when we first found out she was a girl, I remember vlogging it. And I remember saying she has a name. And as soon as that ultrasound tech told me it's a girl, remember we were supposed to be having a boy at first. They actually told us we were having a boy. We had the gender reveal party. It was a boy. When we went back and to confirm, and then it was a girl, Millie Jane just came into my head, and I said, that is her name. Like, I couldn't imagine anything else. I love the name Millie. Jane, I loved it, and I feel like it went so well with it. And so I remember texting Ethan when I left, because he didn't go to that appointment with me. But I remember texting him when I left. I was like, I think her name is Millie Jane, and he agreed. And I've always loved the name Amelia and call her Millie. But Ethan wasn't really completely fond of Amelia, but he loved Millie. And I wouldn't change it for anything. I love just Millie. Millie Jane, and I absolutely love her name. So no family name. It's just the name that we absolutely just loved. Questions on breastfeeding. My milk came in on day 3, I believe. No, maybe on day 2 actually my milk came in, and I could definitely tell it. And so something that I was just really looking forward to this time is being able to nurse again. I enjoyed it so much with Delaney, and I was looking forward to that so much. Now that first week, a little more than a week for me, I was in so much pain. Her latch was not the greatest, even though we have an awesome lactation consultant. She worked with me, and just, it was getting better when we were leaving the hospital. So I told our lactation consultant, I was like, I think it's getting better for sure. The pain was getting a little better. When we got home, the pain started back again pretty bad, but now it's great. No pain really. My milk is great. She gets satisfied. She'll eat on one side for like less than 10 minutes. 6 to 8 minutes maybe, and she's completely satisfied for 2 to 3 hours. She'll eat on one side and be completely satisfied. So I never had any supply problems with Delaney. She nursed for 14 months. Never had any supply problems, and I'm so grateful for that. I know so many women have supply problems and have to take like supplements for it. I do remember taking some supplements sometimes with Delaney, but nothing, like I never had to supplement with formula or anything like that. So it is going great. She is a very efficient nurser. She eats for just a few minutes on one side, and she is very content. So nursing is going so well. Huh. See, I'm doing so good, huh? The biggest change from going to 2 to 3 kids. It is, I don't know if I'd say the biggest change, but probably one of the hardest things. I should have answered this in that last question about going from 2 to 3. Is probably just finding time for like all 3, like one-on-one time. And Delaney wants to play a game, but Millie needs to nurse, and Brian is wanting a snack and gets so mad when I tell her you gotta wait till the baby eats. And so just finding that balance of that, and also just trying to find like one-on-one time with each of them, because I have a very needy newborn. Newborns are very needy. They need a lot of things from their mama. And so that's probably just the hardest thing, just trying to find that balance for all 3 kids. I know that'll come. We're only not even 2 weeks postpartum, and I know that'll come, more of a balance with that. And so that's what I hope to get better at and be getting more balanced with. All right, one more question, and this was the #1 asked question. This, and then about her name. The #1 asked question was, are we gonna try for a 4th baby? I feel, and Ethan and I may kind of feel differently about this, but my feelings are, I feel like there is a 4th one out there eventually. And so Ethan's thoughts are, he's very content with 3, and then mine, after giving birth, I'm like, how could I not do this again? And so I definitely feel like we could have one more, but it will be a wow if we do. And so I'm even thinking like 5 years maybe. I'm very content with my 3. We love this one so much, and I want to enjoy her and my 2 other ones, and I definitely feel like there could be a 4th one one day, but not for quite a while. And that's if I could talk Ethan into it, of course. I feel like I can. He's pretty easily talked into stuff, even though that's big, like that's something big I'd have to talk him into. But yeah, after I gave birth, I was like, how could I not like do this again? Like, what if we decided we were done with 2, and then this one wouldn't be with us right now? So yeah, one day, but I think it's gonna be a while. We are content for now. So yeah, I think that is it. I'm gonna finish this up. I've got to get some housework done before they get home from church. So I will definitely have to do another Q&A soon. So definitely follow me on Instagram. That's where I always ask questions. Well, that's where I always want you guys to give me questions at. So me and little Millie are gonna end it. Can you say we will see you guys in our vlog tomorrow? So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Say bye-bye.